So I saw a lot of debate this week that would this Arsenal team beat the Manchester United 2008 team, and they can't even beat the 2026 Man United. Oh my God. Like I'm just blown away by that performance. It was, was it scintillating football? No, but how many, like, I'm old enough to remember games when we used to go to Highbury and to play Arsenal, and that's exactly what we would do: sit deep, defend for our lives, and then hit quick counter-attack goals. And we scored some absolute bangers today. Like, I am so happy. Michael Carrick's been in charge for 10 days and he's won back-to-back games already, something Ruben Amorim only managed once in 14 months. And those two games come against Man City at home and Arsenal away, for them to suffer their first defeat at home this season as well. Like, oh my God, I'm buzzing. I'm getting carried away. I'm going to be absolutely bouncing again all week, because this has been an absolutely dream start for life under Michael Carrick. It's hard to believe he's not Scholes. Unbelievable. That was absolutely, it was nervy. I was on the edge of my seat at times, but I haven't felt like that watching Man United for years. I've got to be honest. Like last week, I was speaking to my dad before the game, and I was saying that, last week, the Derby game was the first time that I really celebrated and was passionate and had, I celebrate goals and I watch the games. I'm pissed off when we lose, but I haven't felt this energized watching Man United for years. I think the last time, and this is going back to last weekend, the City game, when I celebrated a goal like I did Brian and Boomer, was probably Michael Owen's winner in the derby years ago with Fergie, and Mark Hughes was in charge of Man City. If you remember that goal, if you're old enough to remember, that was the last time where I went absolutely hysterical with that goal. I was dancing around the front room because it was a last-minute winner against City that were up and coming at the time, and that's how I felt last week, and that against Man City, and that continued today where I felt really nervous. Like I feel I'm, I don't want to say falling back in love with United again, because I've never been out of love with United. Obviously, I do a Man United channel. This is my team, but I haven't felt this energized for so long, and it's back. And I felt every kick of the ball. I was nervous. I was worried. I was over the moon. Like, what a performance, what a feeling it is as well. Because, and yes, I'm going to get carried away, and yes, we're probably going to get brought back down to earth at some point in time over the next few weeks. But come on, let's just enjoy this, because it has been absolutely miserable for so long watching United, and even some games when we've won, it's been miserable watching the type of football that we've been playing for far too often. So I am getting giddy. I'm getting carried away. I'm super excited. I feel super energized. I don't know how I'm going to sleep tonight, and this and long may this feeling last. But unbelievable. What a performance. The first 30 minutes I felt, we struggled. Arsenal did a really good job actually at winning the ball back. Every time we tried to break forward, we just couldn't get it. We just couldn't keep it for more than two passes, because Arsenal did a really good job. I felt, credit to them for the first 20, 30 minutes, because they were breaking every pass we tried to make. They were winning the ball, and they were putting, I don't say pressure, but they were stopping us from doing what we wanted to do. And then obviously we conceded. But after we conceded, and this is a feeling that I had through the game as well, was after we conceded, the one thing I noticed, we did not panic, and it almost inspired us to actually get a grip of ourselves, keep the ball, start playing football. And we played some lovely stuff at times. We kept a bit of possession, and then get a lucky goal through the mistake by Arsenal, but you take it all day long. And the only criticism I would have that first half was Bruno Fernandes. I've got to say this, absolutely doing my head in from about minute one, moaning, blaming others, misplacing passes. If it was me, I'd have subbed him off after 20 minutes with his attitude alone. But second half, he calmed down a little bit. And obviously, Bruno on his bad day is still better than some of our players on their best days. So you've got to, credits where it's due with that. But he was absolutely driving me insane through that game with his attitude. I don't know what was wrong with him. It felt like Fulham again. We lost his head with the penalty, and after the referee bumped into him, that's exactly what I felt with Bruno. I was like, oh my God, he's having one of those days. But that's the only negative I can find from the game, really. Yes, you can pick fault in, individual performances, but I don't think there was that many faults to pick. Dalot had a good game. Mainu had a little bit of a quiet game on the ball. Would like to see him be a little bit more incisive with his passes, but it's only his second start in the Premier League anyway since May last year, which is nuts. But yeah, I'm super happy with that. And then, oh my God, Ballon Dorgu with that goal was unbelievable. I'm going to go and watch it on repeat for about 20 minutes after I upload and finish doing this video, because what an absolute screamer that was. And then, and shout out to the recruitment team as well, right? Dorgu has been absolutely insane for the last few weeks, even before Michael Carrick came in. I think he's gone up a level when, playing in the more forward positions as well. Maybe he's found his position there, but that was an unbelievable finish. And there's nothing better than watching the ball smack off the underside of the bar as they're in bounce in. And if VAR gave that and disallowed that for handball, I would have quit football. I think that because there would have been no justification in doing that. But yeah, shout out to the recruitment team. Dorgu's done really well. And Mbeumo scored. They both scored in the last two games to get us the wins. Mateus Cunha as well. Sen Lemons was absolutely excellent as well, catching crosses. Yeah, he got a little bit caught out, I think, for Arsenal's equaliser. But other than that, he was claiming pretty much everything in the box, made a couple of really good saves as well, which I felt was the difference between, this game and the City game. Was actually the keeper was a little bit busier. But really, Arsenal didn't really threaten so much. They're just Stoke City on steroids, aren't they? Just, crosses into the box and corners. Like, if it wasn't for that, would have been a lot more comfortable. And then Mateus Cunha, shout out to him. What a finish. And he totally changed the game for us, I felt, in the second half as well. Just when we were starting to get a little bit tired, and we knew Arsenal would come in. They made 4 subs, and we're starting to well, they had a lot of the ball anyway through the game, but you felt you needed that kind of character, somebody to come on, and he just kept the ball, kept drawing fouls, scored an absolutely unbelievable goal, which once I finished watching Patrick Dorgu's on repeat for 20 minutes, I'm going to spend the next 20 minutes watching Mateus Cunha's goal on repeat as well, because that was an absolute rocket. Yes, we rode our luck. Was it scintillating, football? No, but it was effective. We were solid at the back, difficult to play through, and took our chances very well. And ultimately, who gives a shit when you get 3 points and we're up to 4th? Again, something that Ruben Amorim never managed. Like, the 2 opportunities we've had since Carrick come in to climb the table and get some points back, we have absolutely taken as well. And I'm here for it. I'm absolutely getting giddy. I'm going to get carried away. I'm going to get excited, as I mentioned earlier, because it has just been so miserable for so long that I'm grasping this feeling, and I'm going to run with it, because we've been in the doldrums for so long at United that this little bit of shining light that's coming through. Yes, we might lose to Fulham next weekend, but I'll worry about that at the time. We've got a week of basking in this performance, basking in the Man City performance and results as well. And I thought it was an excellent performance to a man. I thought we were brilliant. Harry Maguire's made a difference since he's come back in. Lisandro Martinez is starting to get back to some of his form as well. Luke Shaw, solid. Dalot had a good game, and I'm very critical of Dalot. Ahmad was a little bit quiet, but still, his work rate is unbelievable. Bruno, I felt, was just moany, but even then, he still gives you something with his quality in the middle. I thought Mbeumo worked hard, like Dorgu, absolutely sensational finish. What can you say? What more can you say? I just thought it was a really, really good overall performance. Manchester United, the first team to win back-to-back Premier League games, with both coming against sides starting the day in the top 2 positions since Everton in 2010. Hold on, Man United, the first team to win back-to-back Premier League games, with both coming against sides starting the day in the top 2 positions since 2010. That's insane. Just going through some of the quotes and the comments as well. There's a video there of Sir Jim looking particularly happy on the pitch. But yeah, overall, get involved in the comments. Let me know what you think. Give us your shouts. Give us your thoughts. Smash a like on the video as well. I am absolutely over the moon with that performance. It was everything you need from an away performance against a very good team. Because let's not be critical. Let's be real. Arsenal are a very good team, but we kept them to. I thought we made them look average at times, where they didn't really create much. What they did create wasn't really clear cut, and they're just Stoke on steroids with set pieces. If they weren't so good at set pieces, that maybe would have been a lot more comfortable. But yeah, get involved in the comments. Share your thoughts and feelings. Smash that like button. Can you believe it's not Skulls? See you in the next one.